We have a jam-packed edition of the Red Sox Rundown by Chat Sports. We are going to react to 3 rumors on today's show. One, is a Joe Ryan trade going to happen this offseason? We're going to talk about that. Could a surprise trade not involving Joe Ryan also happen once the season comes to an end? And new Alex Bregman contract rumors. We're going to talk about all of that in today's video. But before we do, I have to let the people know where we sit. We are exactly 500 subscribers away from our goal of 6,000 subscribers. Now, I remember when the month started, when we hit 5,000 subs, my goal was 6,000 by the start of October, by the start of the playoffs. We are officially halfway there with a half of September left to go. If you want the best daily Red Sox coverage, including watch parties for every single playoff game, knock on wood that they make the playoffs, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because I promise you, you are getting the best coverage around the Boston Red Sox from a die-hard Red Sox fan. So this is what we're talking about in today's show. Jackson Roberts of Sports Illustrated released an article of 3 bold, way too early predictions for the Red Sox in the offseason. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to react to all 3 of those predictions and give my thoughts. Number 1, Joe Ryan trade. I think that last year we had the Garrett Crochet trade. Everyone was like, you got to make the Garrett Crochet trade. You got to trade for Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet needs to be traded to the Red Sox. You know, there was the mumbling, the talk at the last trade deadline about trading for Garrett Crochet. It didn't happen. And then Craig went and traded for him in the offseason. Could the same thing happen this year with Joe Ryan? Here's what Jackson Roberts had to say. He said, Boston's near miss in trying to trade for Minnesota Twins all-star Joe Ryan, or not that near, to hear some tell it, was the cause of much consternation at the July 31st deadline. But trades are easier to pull off in the offseason, and Boston should be equally motivated to find another ace. Maybe Payton Tolle won't be on the table this time. I sure as hell hope not. But between top prospects like Franklin Arias and Jhostynxon Garcia and the possible inclusion of a big league outfielder like Jarren Duran or Wilyer Abreu, the Red Sox should have enough firepower to get a deal across the line. Just make it happen, Craig. You did it with Crochet last offseason. Finish fortifying this rotation with Joe Ryan. Lucas Giolito is going to opt out of his deal after this year. I don't predict them re-signing him unless they don't have any options. So could this be your potential rotation for years to come? Garrett Crochet, Joe Ryan, Brian Bayo, Connerly Early, Payton Tolle. I mean, damn, this kind of looks like a World Series rotation, in my opinion. I think that the rotation the Red Sox are trotting out there now could potentially be good enough to be a World Series rotation. That's with Giolito, Early, and Tolle, who Early and Tolle both just made their debuts in the last month. But in the next year or so, if you were to add Joe Ryan, you continue to develop Connerly Early and Payton Tolle, I think this is a World Series rotation. And then you've got the other options for next year as well. Cutter Crawford should hopefully, knock on wood, be back after missing all of this past year. Richard Fitz should be back. Hunter Dobbins, after he blew out his knee this year, should be back at some point next season. You've also got Kyle Harrison. Not to mention Patrick Sandoval, who you signed last offseason, who recovered all this season from Tommy John. You've got all of the options at your disposal. And further, to even further this, you've already started the discussion. You don't have to start from scratch. You had, according to all of the reports, according to all of the rumors, you had extremely deep, comprehensive talks with the Twins at the trade deadline trying to get Joe Ryan. So you already know where they stand. You already know potentially what it'll take, and it'll probably take less because, like Roberts mentions in his quote, and like we've talked about in the past, it's easier to make deals in the offseason when everyone is a contender. So I would do it. I would make it happen. I think Craig should make it happen. It feels a lot like Garrett Crochet from the year before, but you let me know. Do the Red Sox trade for Joe Ryan? Get out your crystal ball. Predict it for me. Y for yes if you think they do, N for no if you think they do not. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. Could another surprise trade happen? Now, I think we know that an outfielder will probably be traded, but Jackson Roberts had another interesting name that he mentioned. Here's what he had to say. He said, we're on our toes for a Duran trade this offseason, and top prospects are always on the table. But the Red Sox have shown a penchant of late to making aggressive trades, even beyond the Rafael Devers trade, and that could easily lead to another surprise deal. Maybe some team believes Romy Gonzalez can be an everyday player and offers the Red Sox value they can't ignore. Maybe they move on from former top prospect like Christian Campbell or Marcelo Meyer. Without a firm guess, this is just a bet on Craig Breslow going chaos mode. So, like Roberts mentioned, I do think an outfielder is traded this offseason. As much as I hate to say it, I do think it'll probably be Jarren Duran because I think they just love the gloves of Boston and Wilyer, and I think that carries a lot of weight in the front office for Boston. But Romy's interesting, though. I know there were rumors last offseason of the Mariners offering Luis Castillo for David Hamilton. I don't buy that whatsoever. But Romy going somewhere for something, I think is actually a very interesting option. I mean, this year, he's only played in 86 games. He was injured for a little bit, and he has come off the bench for a majority of the year, but he's been nothing short of kind of a revelation. He's hitting .312 and .850 OPS, 9 home runs, 49 RBIs, and 72 Ks. Like, he's an incredibly valuable depth piece to this team. And so, while it's an interesting idea, I don't actually know if I'd want the Red Sox to get rid of Romy Gonzalez because that type of value off the bench, we've seen it over the last few months, over the last few weeks in particular, since Roman Anthony got hurt. Like, not only is he a lefty masher, but he's had really good defense at second. We saw that 2 nights ago against the Yankees in the finale, and he just mashes the ball. He should be an everyday player on this team right now. And him, them potentially trading him away, I'm interested to see what value they could get for him, honestly. Because I do think there are teams, lesser teams that are not maybe in the playoff hunt right now that look at Romy and say, this guy could probably play every day for us. And depending on what the offer is, I actually kind of agree with Roberts here. Like, Romy could be an interesting player that's on the move this offseason. Would you trade Romy Gonzalez? Type T for trade or type K for keep in the comments down below. I'd have to see the deal. I actually could probably side on keeping him. Because, like I said, having that really valuable piece off the bench, with everyone healthy, he won't be an everyday player. But having that on the bench, that type of production is, as we've seen over the last few weeks when Roman Anthony got hurt, invaluable. So I'd side on keeping him, but you let me know. T for trade, K for keep. What do you think? Last but not least, of course, we've got to talk about everyone's favorite topic, Mr. Alex Bregman. Here's what Jackson Roberts had to say. He said, this is a big ticket item for the Red Sox. Some panicked last week. This article came about a week or so ago when ESPN's Jeff Passan reported that Bregman's expected to opt out of the rest of his 3-year deal. But that was always the likely scenario. Now is the time for the front office to put up or shut up. Bregman is essential to this Red Sox team, both in the lineup and as a clubhouse leader. For 5 years, $185 million, Breslow manages to keep him in town. So I'm not going to talk about the contract details. I think that's a video for another day. I think that's a lot of speculation. I don't mind the deal that Roberts threw out there. I think it's very interesting. But I think everyone agrees. Well, not everyone. I'm going to get into my rant about my commenters in a second. But I think most people agree that Alex Bregman and retaining Alex Bregman is priority number 1 this offseason. It's no secret that Bregman's going to opt out. It's no secret. Like, no crap. Alex Bregman's going to opt out. He's going to test free agency. He's going to try to get a bigger, longer deal. Pause. But he's been very valuable for the Red Sox this year. In 104 games played, obviously he missed quite a bit of time with the injury he had midway through the season, but 278, 835 OPS, 17 home runs, 59 RBIs, only 64 Ks. Like, I don't care. Okay? That is my message to all of the people in the comment section. I'm just going to do it. I hate to do it, but I'm going to do it. Everyone in my comment section that complains about paying Alex Bregman a bunch of money, but Jack, he hasn't played well in August and September, but Jack, he's going to be 32 years old. I don't care. I don't care that he's had a slow August and September. I don't care that he's going to be 32 years old when the season starts next year. I don't care. Age is a number. It doesn't matter. If he's performing, he's performing. He's invaluable to this team, not just on the field, but also off the field. I've covered this photo a million times on this channel. A million times I've covered this photo on the channel. Alex Bregman is a leader. He is a mentor to these young players, Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell. Did you guys read Tim Healy's article from a week ago where he's helping the starting pitchers as well break down the opposing team's lineups? He's a player coach. That's valuable. I don't care that he's had a slow August and September. He's coming off an injury. I don't care that he's going to be 32 years old when the season starts. This type of leadership is invaluable, and not every team has this. So pay him. Pay him the money. I don't care. Here's what Sam Kennedy had to say, though. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting quote. This came after the pass-in report. He said, "We were all surprised by that pass-in report, given that we just haven't had discussions with Alex about anything other than the goal at hand right now and what's in front of us these next 15 games. That will all take care of itself. He wants to be here. We want him to be here. I'll leave it at that. He's such an important part of this season and what we're doing. All focus right now is on the next 15 games." Well, Kennedy, put up or shut up. Make Alex Bregman the cornerstone of your team. I want Alex Bregman to retire a member of the Boston Red Sox. I want it. I want it to happen. Am I being selfish? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think any right-minded fan would want Alex Bregman to retire a member of the Boston Red Sox. And if you don't do that, if Alex Bregman goes and signs with the Tigers this offseason, you have lost all of the good graces that you gained this season from Red Sox fans. He should be here for the rest of his career. And it sounds like, according to Sam Kennedy, it's a done deal. I don't believe that. I'm going to have to see it. Bregman's not going to talk until the offseason. Scott Boras talked about how they're not going to talk until the offseason. So I'm not going to believe it until I see it. But my God, what a fumble of the bag it would be if you let Bregman go to free agency and he signs with another team. I would lose. I would have a generational crash out on this channel if that happens. And you can bet your bottom dollar it will. I will if that happens. Let's hope it doesn't happen, though. Predict the team Alex Bregman plays for next season. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic, and I will predict the Red Sox. Cautiously optimistic, because I do believe in my heart of hearts that they do know how important he is to the DNA of this team going forward. And if this team wants to be a World Series team, World Series contender over the next few years, you need a player like Alex Bregman on your team. You do. You need that leader that has World Series experience. You don't have that other than Bregman. So I'm going to predict the Red Sox, but you let me know. Predict the team Alex Bregman plays for next season. That's where we're going to end it, guys. Thank you all so much for taking time to watch this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I really do appreciate it. Again, if you have not already, consider hitting that subscribe button. Help us get to 6,000 subscribers before the postseason starts. I pray to God the Red Sox make the postseason. It's getting a little closer than I think any of us envisioned it to be. But I still have faith that they're going to make the dance. So don't miss any of the coverage. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow for another full-length video. And until next time, go Sox.